and welcome to Lagos Update on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This program highlights the activities of the Lagos State Governor and other state events. I'm Adiola Akindele. In the highlights of the program today, Governor Sanwo-Olu swears in 37 new commissioners, special advisors. This and more after this timeout. We'll begin today with this story. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has sworn in 37 commissioners and special advisors to support his administration in engendering the Themes Plus developmental agenda for the next 4 years. Speaking at the event held at Adeyemi Biro Auditorium, Alausa Ikeja, Governor Sanwo-Olu, who noted that the swearing-in coincided with the celebration of his administration's 100 days in office, urged the new appointees to bring their knowledge and experience to deliver quality service with humility to Lagosians in the years ahead.
To the new Executive Council members, this spirit of cooperation and collaboration with the Lagos State Assembly is one that you must continue to build on. The people of Lagos State demand and expect the very best from you. Achieving this requires every one of you to reach out, to engage, and to collaborate. It requires that you have the humility to listen and to learn, the humility to consult widely and to consider well-meaning advice, and the humility to recognize that we're all winners. There are no losers.
Governor Sanwo-Olu, who acknowledged the collaboration between the executive and legislature, especially in its oversight functions, in ensuring that the best hands were chosen to assist his administration in taking the state to a greater height, premised that no sector will be left behind in enjoying the dividends of democracy, as every of the Themes Plus agenda pillar will be touched.
Thankfully, our constitution recognizes that our people will be best served with a system of checks and balances that is led by independent bodies in each arm of government. And this system demands collaboration, it demands a willingness to give and take without rancor. This is what the executive and the legislature of Lagos State in the past few weeks have fully demonstrated, not only to Lagos, but to the entire country. And we are arriving here harmoniously, better and bigger than before.
Earlier, in her welcome address, the Secretary to the State Government, Abimbola Salu Hundeyi, who congratulated the appointees, urged them to serve the people of the state in their best ability and support in implementation of the Themes Plus agenda of the Sanwo-Olu administration.
I enjoyed families, friends and public servants to support our newly appointed commissioners in their new assignments in forging a path that leaves a lasting legacy for generations to come. Let us all commit to the progress of Lagos State.
Some of the returning appointees include Mr. Gbenga Omotosho, Professor Akin Abayomi, Mr. Dektokunbo Wahab, Mr. Moruf Akinderu Fatai, Mrs. Bolaji Dada, Mrs. Toke Benson Oyinka, Mr. Tumbosun Alake, Miss Abisola Olusoya, Mr. Rotimi Fashola, among others. In his vote of assurance on behalf of other appointees, the newly sworn-in Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Omotosho, pledged their commitments to support Governor Sanwo-Olu in advancing the growth and progress of the state.
It's not just a day of gratitude. It's also a day of commitment to working as a team that will help Mr. Governor and Mr. Deputy Governor to fasten the journey towards a greater Lagos. Our dear Lagos will continue to be the pride of the black race and envy of our competitors.
The event was attended by the Minister of Solid Minerals, Dele Alake, wife of the Governor, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat and his wife, Oluremi, Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, Chief Judge of the State, members of the Governor's Advisory Council, the Head of Service, Hakeem Muri Okunla, top government functionaries, party faithful, among others. Away from that story, fellows of the Lateef Jakonde Leadership Academy have been tasked on imbibing team spirit, togetherness, comradeship, and remain focused on every step they take to achieve their goals. Lagos State Head of Service Hakeem Okunla made this assertion when he visited the academy to mentor the 30 successful associates who were chosen out of over 3,000 people who applied to be in the Leadership Academy to understudy the public service. Okunla, who was accompanied by the Permanent Secretary Lance Bodiaguru, described the civil service as a journey in itself. But with determination, he said the associates will excel without barriers.
It's one of the babies of Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu to engage the youth and to imbibe the spirit of public sector service in them. It's an intense and a rigorous 12-month program, which we intend for these fellows to go around the entire public service. They will be shadowing cabinet members and members of the body of permanent secretaries to understand how the workings of the public service is.
On his part, the Permanent Secretary Lance Bodiaguru, who commended Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration for providing a conducive environment for the associates to learn, urged them to embrace the great opportunity offered to them in the civil service to learn about leadership and governance. The Executive Secretary of the Lateef Jakonde Leadership Academy, Aisat Agbajo-Kwonde, noted that the selection process was based on merits to bridge the gap of leadership as youths, make them a better version of themselves, and be change agents in the society as they take up leadership roles. Some of the fellows of the academy expressed their gratitude to the Lagos State government and their readiness to explore the opportunity given them to make a positive impact in leadership.
For myself, and I believe vast majority of the associates, we're looking forward to an opportunity to learn, be exposed to how things are done, get an opportunity to get things done, get an opportunity to impact both your local community as well as the whole of Lagos.
It represented the opportunity to switch into a public sector career, and so I'm looking forward to not just network with the who's who in public sector leadership in Lagos. I'm looking to also understand the nuances of what the entire public sector is structured like, and what's moving Lagos, what makes Lagos the best. What makes Lagos the icon in terms of public sector administration in Nigeria.
The fellows, who have vibrant youths cut across different professions, including teaching, engineering, medicine, creative industry, data analyst, economist, among others, and they are expected to be mentored for a period of 12 months. The Lagos State government has unveiled plans to address the tremendous abuse noticed at various points along the Lagos-Badagry Expressway corridor, leading to severe degradation. This is to ensure the sustainability of the recently constructed sections of the expressway and avoid compromise of the integrity of the bridges. Permanent Secretary, Office of Infrastructure, Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, Olufemi Daramola, stated this during a sensitization and advocacy campaign aimed at promoting the required attitudinal change, as well as encouraging residents and commuters to take ownership of the project. According to him, the state government has ensured that citizens enjoy basic amenities by providing good roads and bridges, proper drainage channels, pedestrian setbacks and walkways, railings and manholes covers, among others, all over the state. Daramola described as unfortunate that some parts of the recently constructed sections of the Lagos-Badagry Expressway corridor have suffered tremendous abuse at various points, leading to severe degradation by scavengers, traders, squatters, and other illegal occupants. The Permanent Secretary advised those trading on road medians, setbacks, and under the bridges to vacate, as these restrictions are to be enforced to sustain the newly constructed road or face the full wrath of the law. From that story, we move to this one which says the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA, has received a delegation from the Ebonyi State Government at the Novel House office in Alausa. The team was in Lagos to understudy the programs, structure, workings, and achievements of the agency to replicate the same in Ebonyi. Executive Secretary of DSVA, Titilola Vaivo Adeniyi, while welcoming the team, lauded the Ebonyi State Government for taking the bull by the hand, as sexual and gender-based violence cases have become prevalent in every society, not only in Lagos but across the globe. Vaivo Adeniyi stressed that the agency has strived with the full support of the state government, particularly with the political will as demonstrated by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu through the introduction of the Themes Plus agenda that paved the way for gender equality and social inclusion. She noted that the need for a coordinated approach and partnership with other responder agencies, including the police, NGOs, the judiciary, and sister ministries, departments, and agencies, is critical for winning the war against SGBV. The team lead, Austin Onwe, remarked that the major aim of the visit was to learn from the agency, ask questions, and see how the knowledge can be applied and improve on modalities presently in place in the state. Coordinator of the Gender-Based Violence GBV Task Force in Ebonyi State, Faith Vin Nwanko, thanks the agency for the warm welcome and imparted knowledge by the DSVA team for all. And finally, on the program today, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has mourned the passage of the first indigenous chartered accountant and elder statesman Akintola Williams, describing his death as colossal loss. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the legacies of Akintola Williams, who died at the age of 104 in his house in Lagos on Monday, cannot be forgotten. Governor Sanwo-Olu, in a statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary, Boyega Kochile, said Akintola Williams' record of service as an accountant of repute and a leader of remarkable achievements will remain indelible for generations to come. He said the dying of accountant in Nigeria, who founded the first indigenous chartered accounting firm in Africa, Akintola Williams & Co., in 1952 in Lagos, has brought many honors and pride to Nigeria and Africa, particularly in the financial sector during his lifetime. Governor Sanwo-Olu also hailed the late centenarian for his pioneering and pace-setting roles in the formation of many institutions in Nigeria, such as the Nigeria Stock Exchange and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN. He condoles family, friends, associates, and the entire accountants in Nigeria and pray for the repose of the soul of the late Akintola Williams, and that God grants the financial sector and the deceased family, friends, and associates the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. And with that story, we conclude this week's edition of Lagos Update, a program that highlights the activities of the Lagos State Governor and other state events. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. You can as well follow me on my X handle at Adiola Akindele1, at Friends at Adiola Akindele. Thanks to my producer, Babatunde Akinyemi, studio engineer, Oyeshola Ola, with support from Modesola Adamson and the social media team. The executive producer is Tayo Akunle. I'm Adiola Akindele. Next week is another date. Stay blessed and stay safe.